Hey everyone, welcome to another CG Boss podcast. Your host CG Boss here. Today we are, it's the new year already. A month is going to pass in January. What's happening, right? I did share about some goals is it goals or something, but the truth is not much is really happening. I'm actually still continuing my training in concept art design. I'm still trying to make a portfolio. I started getting back into making, computer graphics on Photoshop. If I can share some of this stuff here on my screen. Yeah, so some of the work I've done so far. If I can zoom in here, going through all the foundations, just trying to make it and then resketching again. Yeah, all the foundations, getting sketching up. It's been a long time since I did concept art. One of the biggest problems I had when I had trying to make games is, I was trying to try many things like use assets use to make the game and trying to copy certain game modes, game mechanics and put it in. But I find that I'm not much of a game designer. Not that I don't like to design, but I don't find that the way I think having good visuals is something I always appreciate. So that's why I'm back doing some of these, concept art rather than use stock assets. And even if I want to use stock assets, right, I would definitely, what's the word, like try to make it more custom on my own. Yeah. So this been spending quite a bit of time just going through this with like a mentor to help me out, figure out all the problems and all that. And yeah, I'm just been trying to post it on ArtStation and this new one called Kara, but haven't really used it as much. But I'm happy to get back into trying to just make the artwork better. I actually did think about going back into games since I am in kind of like a work transitions. Don't know if I mentioned it last time, but definitely I feel that not sure if that's the right career path or just make indie games on the side and do a day job again. Because right now, like places like Ubisoft, they are having restructuring and many companies have laid off. So I'm not sure if that's the direction I want to go yet. But we'll see. I don't know. I do think getting back to some of the visual skills are very important, especially with the age of AI upon us already. Many creative ad agencies are already using AI for their, stuff, the ad print work. And I think games are also gonna face this issue. Already Steam is trying to get developers to label their games whether there's AI usage. Not sure how that will work out. I think it may work, may not work. I do think there will be a market for handcrafted, handmade experiences. For digital games, I don't know how to prove that as well because you can be running some checks in ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or so whatever, DeepSeek, whatever, right? But you may or may not use it. And there has been debate. I think I wrote it in my blog post on this about. I think Shift Up, the guy that made Stellar Blade, is saying that for a country like Korea and his company, how can they can't really compete with the vast manpower resources of like places like US and China. So some of these game companies will definitely adopt AI quicker to ease the manpower crunch. And there's already like birth crisis already in some of these places, right? There'll be lesser developers in the coming years. Of course, there are many other ethical issues such as there'll be the impending job losses that's going to happen and economic upheaval, and of course, fake news and all that. But that's a separate topic. I also been thinking about trying YouTube, but I was watching what's this guy Devin Nash saying that some of the there's gonna be like it sounds like there'll be saturation in the YouTube space. There's gonna be more supply than demand, and that's a bad thing, right? I think it's also talking about some of the AI videos, AI slop, right, this year. So I'm not sure how my gaming stuff will like starting a gaming channel also helped me out. I've been thinking through about this. Like, initially last year I was thinking about creating a CG Boss, a media brand. They were there's this thing online about you can many companies want to build a media brand. I think gaming is definitely you need some sort of media presence, right? But when I look online, like I'm not so sure if I want to play the attention game. Compete is so difficult now, and doesn't help that more AI stuff is coming. Maybe I'll run ads. I have no idea. So I felt that doing YouTube, Substack, and podcasting is probably going to be just a hobby for a while. I'm not sure how that's going to play out for this year, but these are some of the thoughts I have, just like going into 2026. I've also restarted some of my projects in Unreal. I was doing Sun and Moon Survivors. That one didn't work out so well. Definitely back to the drawing board and trying to find a more effective way to make the game. It's not as easy as I thought it will be programming in Unreal, but it's one of the what do you call it? It's still one of the engines which I'm kind of settling in right now, and I definitely want to see how far I can take it as a solo for a while before I hire more people, and if I ever can. That's why I talked earlier about getting my concept art skills back and redoing the portfolio, because I feel that if I can come up with even an art book and at least share the vision of what I want to be, I can maybe get people on board at least to understand what I'm trying to achieve, as opposed to like just going into the game engine and just making stuff and all that. You could do that. I've seen some guys do it that way, but I'm not sure that's. It's good to have some plan. That's one of the downfalls I have when trying to make Sun and Moon Survivors. It wasn't as there's a few restarts I had to keep doing. So yeah, I'm trying to get those skills in. I think I have those skills. It's just trying to, what do you call it, improve them in this short period of the next 2 months or 3 months. Yeah, and build a game out of that, right? Definitely. Yeah, so that'll be I think my main focus for the next 2 3 months. YouTube. I've been thinking about doing YouTube for quite a long time, but especially like talking about gaming stuff and all that. I do enjoy writing my gaming newsletter on Substack, but I know right now it's going to be a hobby. I had a website blog, but these days I feel most of the traffic is going to AI chat interfaces rather than blog. So that's a whole different thing again. Yeah, but I may try some YouTube just for fun. That's why I say it's going to be a hobby for me. Yeah. So anyway, there's also a new project I came up with just to that's separate from Sun and Moon Survivors, because that's feels a bit too big. This one is based off a game I'm thinking about called. It's based on a game called Messenger. If I can find it, I think it's a little. This one browser game is a browser game I saw. It's very calming, cozy. I think it fits the times now. I'm thinking of doing something similar. Yeah, but uh, just maybe changing the location to space or something, see what it looks like. I am probably going to use Unreal, so it may not work on the web browser unless there's some other way to stream it. Yeah, but these are some of my thoughts. This really got me interested in trying to web browser games are back. Can be small, simple, fun experiences that you can make uh, for quick and cheap. I don't know. Is that the right word? Yeah, make it fast and make it interesting. But yeah, not sure about this yet. It's just something I'm exploring again. Technically wise, I don't know whether I can do it. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for this attention, and hope to see you in the next video. And have a good month ahead. Bye bye.